We're going to react to a video by Turning Point USA. This was created by Savannah Hernandez, a Turning Point USA contributor. And she broke down the largest migrant hotel in New York City. She was talking about drunk kids, alcohol, and violence. So she's talking about a specific hotel in New York City.
New York City, the thriving and fast-paced metropolis, is currently in a state of emergency as over 60,000 illegal immigrants have made their way into the area. Mayor Eric Adams has recently declared that 50% of the hotels in the city are now filled with migrants, and for the first time, we're getting an exclusive look at what the inside of one of these hotels looks like. We sat down with whistleblower Carlos Arellano, who worked inside the Row NYC for the past 7 months. This hotel, located 1 block from Times Square, previously rented rooms for $500 a night. Carlos shares it is now the largest migrant hotel in New York City.
So in the hotel, we have close to 5,000 migrants. It hovers between 4,800 to 5,000. It's the biggest hotel out there that's housing migrants. They housed 5,000 people together in 28 floors.
You have the NYC badge, so
5,000 in one hotel. That is absurd. And what do you think these poor people that are coming in here thinking America's like this great, amazing country that's like run so well? Everybody tells them that it's like, oh, it's the best, go to America, and they're coming here and like there's all these people and like there's crap on the streets and there's homeless people all around, and they're like, I mean, I'm sure it's better than what they come from, but it's like, is this really the paradise that I've been sold?
Yeah.
you're a city employee, correct?
Yes, I was a side administrator at the Row Hotel. Anything involving this hotel, I was helping run it.
One of the first stops migrants make when they are bussed in is the Port Authority bus station. It's at this station that they are first dropped off, assigned a hotel, and sent to locations such as the Row NYC. So when a migrant comes to the hotel, what does the process look like?
They're taken to our intake center, which is, they just register their names, how many kids, and they give them rooms. With our medical team is where they determine if they need certain vaccinations, which are usually turned down by the migrants. They don't want them. But a lot of the times they will have some kind of sickness to them, and that's when they're Ubered out to hospitals that work with the migrant hotels. Everything ranging from doctor's visits to medication is paid for the migrants.
I believe we have a document where car seats can also be provided for the migrants as well, correct?
Yes, car seats, cribs for newborns. There's, I want to say, at least 2 to 3 babies a week being born at this hotel.
On top of free medical care and transportation, Carlos also shares that the migrants receive laundry services, housekeeping, and 3 meals a day alongside their hotel rooms.
Anything you can possibly think of, it's...
This is like free college. They get like they have the schedule. They have like 3 meals. Come on, 3 meals a day. It's like, this is literally socialism. This is like summer camp for illegal migrants.
Yeah.
Winter camp, I guess. It's winter right now. But like, what am I watching? Like, is this a country that like believes in the law or anything? Like, this is like it's a game almost. It's like a collect the migrants game in the hotels. Like, what are we doing? These are real people. Like, what are we doing to them? We're acting like we just have like V-Bucks to friggin' spend on migrants. Like money. Oh, well, actually we do just print money. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter.
It is like that.
And that's like it's like this ideology that's behind this is that, oh, we're just like in a video game world. We're in like a simulation, you know. It's like not even like, let's like collect as many people as we can and as many like social credit points as we can to like make ourselves look good. In reality, like, you have these real people who probably like are smart and realize that they can come here and get things for free.
Yep.
But no, they're not gonna like tell their families to come or anything like that.
Around 200 through 300 Metro cards a day are given for free. ID services, you know, ID NYC, they have IDs from the city of New York.
And what can they do with those IDs?
Well, a lot of people in this hotel are working with that ID. Aside from that, they're receiving, I've seen food stamps, cards arrive, a lot of services that are provided to them just for having this ID.
And then my other question for you too is, How much does it cost per day to feed these migrants?
So in our hotel, it's $383 for 5,000 people, and that's just for one day worth of meals.
In January of this year, it was reported that Mayor Eric Adams signed a $275 million contract that would fund the migrants staying in hotels across the city for the next 6 months. A budget of around $50.
This is crony capitalism right here. The hotels are probably making bank off this. I mean, they're probably ecstatic.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what happens when you have, like, I'm a free market guy, but this is crony capitalism. This is like, these people are up there in their offices in their suits. They live in their nice penthouses, and they probably don't see, they get driven in a limousine. They don't see all the traffic that's caused by this. They don't see any of the actual repercussions of these issues. And we're living in a friggin' 1984 Big Brother. These people are better than us. These people are, let's just let the little people, they can, I guess they'll face the consequences, but we're rolling in our money. Stocks are up, way up for our hotels, but I don't really, those people are just dirt. Like, you think that they really care about these migrants, or do you think they just see them as a dollar sign?
A dollar sign. That's all it is.
This is charitable. This is charitable, guys.
Yes, this is how charity works. Enabling poor decisions.
Yeah, and enabling. You want to talk about making people rich? Our hotels are going to be booked every day. Every day, awesome. I don't even have to do any advertising or anything. And yet the AOCs of the world would call this.
This is like
charity.
Paradise. This is socialism. Yeah, this is the utopia they wanted.
$55,000 per migrant. However, the city is running out of hotel rooms, with Adams stating that some hotels don't want to shelter migrants. Carlos provided us with an inside look at the Row NYC that may give us some insight as to why.
The migrants being in those hotels have destroyed them. There's a lot of alcohol in these rooms. Housekeeping is there all week, and they'll clean it, and by
This is literally college, dude. This is literally a college dorm. Look they got Coronas and stuff in here. Like, they're partying it up. I can't even blame them. I can't even blame them. We're getting free lunch. We're getting free college, baby. This is literally look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like a college dorm. This is.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this is sad, but really it is. This is not loving at all. And this is what the left calls charity.
Yeah.
This is the least charitable thing you can do to anybody, is to enable them in their pigsty.
Yeah.
This is so sad.
by the end of the night, there's kids getting drunk together. There's people hooking up with each other. I even have seen reports of certain managers who are using this to get intimate with people. It seems like the hotel is one big party. There's multiple guns in these rooms as well. The alarming thing is that this hotel is meant to be a family hotel. One situation that I'll never forget was I was on my lunch break and I was at Walgreens, and while I was in line, I saw one of the migrants sticking alcohol into their children's backpack. And they stick them in the children's backpack because they know we wouldn't dare to check a child's backpack. They do this kind of stuff.
These people are smart, dude. They know exactly what they can get away with. It's like a little child. You tell them that they can get away with something, and they'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not comparing these people to children, but look at this. I mean, and this guy I don't know, this guy works for the hotel.
I think he's like a city employee.
This guy might get Epstein, dude. I don't know how he's allowed to say all this stuff. I mean, I guess maybe they don't care that it's public. And they know too, stealing is also legal in New York City too, because, we shouldn't prosecute people who don't steal things over, like $1,000. It's not that big of a deal. So you think that they know that? They probably do. They know no one's gonna. This is what happens when you don't have law.
All the time, whether it be drugs, whether it be alcohol, whether it be a gun, they stick it in the strollers, under the baby.
During just our short time investigating the location outside of the hotel, we ourselves witnessed a migrant so drunk he could barely stand. But alcohol isn't the only issue at the Row NYC. Carlos shared incident reports and internal text messages detailing gunmen on the premises, children getting drunk, and migrants stealing from local businesses surrounding the hotel. You were actually showing me some text messages between a social worker about a drunk 10-year-old in this hotel. Can you talk to us about what happened there?
Yeah, it was a drunk 10-year-old who was caught with a 14 and a 12-year-old, and all three of them were intoxicated. And when we looked them up in the system, the parents had checked out 2 days ago.
So their parents just left them there?
Yeah, the parents will leave the kids unattended in the hotel, and they think it's okay to leave.
So it's college and it's daycare. I mean, this is so sad. Like,
The
this
government is enabling bad behavior. It's that's it. It's a college and a daycare. I love that. That's such a good way to put it.
but it's like sad, and it's kids that are they don't know any better. And here in America, the city on the hill is allowing this to happen, because this is what happens when you prop up immorality and you prop up an immoral culture. This is the same thing that would happen if you gave kids free college, is they would do the same thing.
And you actually did provide us with a couple of incident reports. Let's go ahead and go over some of them, specifically the incident report where you have gunmen walking around the hotel. Talk to me about that situation.
We heard a security guard start yelling, there's a gun on site, there's a gun on site. It was probably an upset person that we had kicked out of the hotel, and it sent the whole hotel into a panic. And this is an everyday thing. I myself have been assaulted. I've seen other people get assaulted. I've had threats saying, we'll be waiting for you guys outside. There's been times where staff has had to be, escorted to their cars, to their trains.
Because the migrants are threatening them.
Yeah.
And why is that happening?
Because they want to get away with doing whatever the hell they want to do inside the hotels. There's one incident. It was my very first week working in this hotel, and it was a husband who was beating up his wife. It was my job and others' jobs to separate them. The brother of the husband shows up and starts telling the wife, why would you report him? Now they're going to kick him out of the hotel and deport him out of the country, which didn't happen. And then the brother rushes in, and
I think they should do that. They probably should do
That guy was on to something. Like, even these people are like, oh, they have law and order in America, you did a bad thing, they're gonna deport you.
And then they didn't, and he's like, oh, well, I guess I can keep brutalizing my wife. Thanks, America, for not administering justice.
That was such a ridiculous statement. That's in a nutshell. Oh, they're gonna deport you. You beat your wife. Nah,
Go for it.
it's fine. We beat our wives too. That's America. Yeah, boo Fugazi. I don't care.
Fugazi.
Yes, we don't care. What a culture.
the brother rushes in and hits the wife on the face as well.
And as the hotel staff, what were you guys able to do with these two?
The solution always is, oh, they're intoxicated, send them to the hospital to sober up, and then they come right back into the hotel. It's either the hospital, or it's either send them to Port Authority and let the husband who's intoxicated get another hotel paid by the taxpayers of New York. Often at times there was migrants causing chaos with shoplifting. The one instant where I showed you that video, aside from being caught shoplifting, they started getting physical, and a lot of the times it was, go calm the migrant down, get him inside the hotel.
Oh my gosh. He's just dancing with them. He's like, oh, miss me.
Can we get these guys? These guys could be on a football team or something.
Let's get these guys in a UFC cage, too.
Dude, let's get some real.
Call up Dana White, dude. Put him in
Let's get some real capitalism in here. Let's make these people some money, dude. This is a joke. This is absolutely a joke.
Gosh,
There's no way this is real. There's no way I just witnessed that. This is real life right here. This is not a video game. This guy, is that a sign? What did
he threw a sign at him.
This is what happens when you don't have the Second Amendment.
You gotta throw signs at each other.
Oh my gosh. And then they go back and put them in timeout, separate them. And then they go right back. And This is like these people are living like.
That guy was definitely intoxicated, by the way. There's no way, unless you're insane, there's no way you just do that.
But that was hilarious. Could we just get like a full live stream of this like all day and just react?
Oh my god.
I mean, it's hilarious, but it's sad. Like it's like this is what we're allowing in America.
You
Like
have to
this is
mock stupidity. That's what you have to do.
yeah.
We also spoke to the manager of the store right next to Roe, who shared how the migrants have been affecting businesses in the area.
So there was previously tourists staying in this hotel, and now it's migrants. So you're not having the same amount of business coming through this area.
No, same. It is totally down, less than 50% the down. So I'm not against. I told you I'm not against with them, but I don't like to our business area. Take them another area, be side of city or another place, not the middle of the city. We are facing, but we are the business with the not only my store, all area business is down for this one.
All of
All
it.
in this area, 8 Avenue, 3, 4 area, their business. You can ask any people, they'll say no business is down here.
On top of the violence, guns, and drug and alcohol abuse, Carlos shares that the infrastructure of the hotel is also starting to crumble.
This hotel is pretty much collapsing. One thing that I saw was the maintenance requests. And in these maintenance requests, it ranged from mold in the ceilings to mold in the walls to power outages in 10 rooms in one floor. The electrical infrastructure in this hotel is fried. We have everything from power outages to fires going off. The lobby ceiling, we've had that fall. And it's been flat out said by every agency in that hotel that they're just waiting for it to collapse. But the city does not want to start the process of getting them out because it's 5,000 people. So it's either going to start a riot, or during the riot, it's going to collapse the hotel because they don't want to leave the hotel. They love the location. Who wouldn't love, living free next to Times Square? A lot of the migrants told me they could see the ball drop from their window.
The media has been reporting that one of the main reasons that migrants are overwhelming progressive cities is due to Republican governors such as Texas Governor Greg Abbott busing migrants into these cities. However, when asked if the migrants are happy to be in New York or if they even want to leave, this is what Carlos had to say.
If they want to leave the city of New York, they're given a bus ticket, a train ticket, a plane ticket in that very moment.
And who gives them that?
The city of New York is paying for it, and we are giving them that. They get tired of New York.
Everything. They're paying for plane tickets. They're paying for them to leave the state. Like, I understand if, we're paying for people to come here so then they can get jobs and work because we need the economy. They're paying people to leave, to go help other states.
Logical.
Oh my gosh. I'm not that they're helping at all, but
They're complete. This is controlled demolition right here.
that's
Like
yes.
that's what this is. Let's be honest. Like there's no way. Again, you have to be mentally ill at best or demonically possessed at worst.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they're somewhere in between that spectrum, but this is like the self-serving, the worship of money, seeing a
just all
dollar
money.
sign.
It's just all money.
They don't
The
care.
root of all evil is money.
Yeah. And that's what I mean, they don't care
The
about
love
these
of money is the root
They
of
don't
all
care
evil.
about these people. They said if you can they can take it or leave it. There'll be another migrant to replace you. They literally do not care about these people. And I hope that there's a revival somehow in that hotel. That's their only hope. That someone with a Bible walks in and says, "Hey, maybe this isn't life. Like life isn't just drink and yourself to as much as you can live free. Like this is not freedom.
Yeah.
This is
bondage.
slavery in that hotel.
Yeah.
You're making people slaves. If you want to talk about an open air prison, like the Palestinians like to say, this is an open air. Like you have no control of your actions. You're acting like, and this is the thing that only the Christian worldview can actually bring it correct. Because if we were just Republicans and we were just, oh, look at these animals, like they are acting like animals. But each one of those people is made in the image of God, and they're a person worthy of value and respect and dignity, and allowing them to live in these conditions and propping it up with money is probably about the least loving thing you can do to this this person. And it's like, that's what happens when you're devoid of God and you don't have proper ethics to build from. You get crap like this because this is the logical conclusion of everything the left has been pushing for the last 100 years or whatever since Marx died.
They move on to the next city: Chicago, Philadelphia, Washington. They're traveling around.
Would you say that the majority of them want to stay in New York, or are they trying to go somewhere else?
So they come to New York wanting to go somewhere else, but at the same time, they see everything that's being given to them and that they're in right next to Times Square. So they decide to stay and they don't want to leave. And their mindset is that this hotel situations are never going to close. And the city does nothing to tell them, hey, eventually the money runs out. When the money runs out, these hotels will close.
Carlos has worked in U.S. Immigration Services for the past 5 years.
That's the thing too. What's going to happen to these people when they run out of money? You're going to have riots. That's 5,000 people. That's not an insignificant. If those 5,000 people started going crazy, and this is one hotel.
Yep.
You take them off. Like, it's like you're giving someone heroin over and over again, and you take them off.
They're gonna
punch you in the throat.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna bite the hand that feeds them because they're not feeding them anymore. Like, that's what you're gonna get. This is like they're in for. This is no small 300-person little motel. This is a 5,000 people. Like, that's one hotel in New York City, and they're in for a rude awakening out there, and I think that they probably want it, and it's sad.
And he's the same whistleblower who came forward last year when he was working for MVM Inc. and realized that migrant children were being handed off to unvetted adults throughout the U.S. He has also worked as a contractor under organizations such as Customs and Border Patrol and the Office of Refugee Resettlement. However, despite being in the industry for so long, he shares that this is one of the worst situations he's ever seen.
I've never seen a situation as bad as this one, which is why I'm coming out. I'm not doing this anonymously anymore. I'm attaching my name, my face to this because it's that bad. I've been doing this for 5 years, and in my 5 years, this has been the worst experience by far. The city of New York does not know what they're doing, and it's only going to get worse from here.
Talk to the viewers as well about what coming forward with this type of story means for you.
It's years of relationships, friendships that are going to be gone the minute this airs, but it's all worth it if I could do some kind of good, and that good is exposing how horrible the situation is in New York City regarding the migrants at the Row Hotel. The city of New York should be ashamed of themselves for what they did, and this was a terrible decision to make, was this hotel. For the most part, there's no pressure, no rush, no urgency of fixing the situation. It's just keep paying for their hotel rooms, keep paying for their food, and hoping the situation fixes itself, but it's not going to fix itself. When the day comes that they tell them either you have to move to a new location, this site is going to close, the migrants are not going to understand.
Can we give this guy a round of applause? I mean, this is like, that's a man right there.
him.
He might not look like the most manly person you've ever seen in your life, but
That takes a lot of guts.
yeah, you're giving up. He said, I'm giving up relationships. I'm giving up, who knows what I'm giving up, but this is bigger than me.
Yep.
And you look at this and you say, someone has to go in there and clean this up. When you let things get this bad, you got to send the police in there.
Well, New Yorkers have to actually vote these stupid leftist Democrats out of office and vote in people who are actually going to solve this issue.